If you have read that AI caused more than 100,000 job cuts this year, you have read one number from one firm on one report. The number is 101,743. It comes from Challenger, Gray, and Christmas, a firm that has tracked announced job cuts since the 80s, and their June report came out on the 1st of July. So I went and read it, and then I read the 5 months before it, and then I went and got the government's numbers for the same period. Here is the verdict up front, so you know where this is going. The count is real. The ranking is real. The word caused is the one that breaks. Every number is on screen with its source, and the full list is the first link in the description. Let me start by defending the number, because a fact check that just yells fake is worth nothing. I pulled all 6 monthly reports and added the AI column myself. 7,600 in January, 4,700 in February, then 15,000, 21,000, 38,000 in May, 14,000 in June. It sums to exactly 101,743. It reconciles. And the second claim, that AI is now the #1 reason companies give, is also true. AI led every other stated reason for 4 consecutive months, and it is the leading reason year to date. Against 54,800 for all of 2025, this is a genuine jump. So if somebody says AI is the most commonly cited reason in announced U.S. job cuts, they are right. And I am not going to pretend otherwise. Here is the first thing that falls out of the report and almost never makes the headline. Total announced job cuts in the first half of this year were 443,000. In the first half of last year, they were 744,000. Cuts are down 40%. So AI is climbing the reason list, while the total number of announced cuts is falling off a cliff. Both facts are on page 1 of the same document. Only one of them gets quoted. That does not make the AI number wrong, but it does change what it means. A bigger slice of a much smaller pie is a different story from a wave. Now, the thing that actually matters. Look at the title on every page of the document. Job Cut Announcement Report. These are announcements. A company says it intends to cut roles, and that intention gets logged. Nobody in this process has counted a single person leaving a single building. An announced cut can be phased over 2 years. It can be absorbed by attrition. It can be quietly reduced, and it can be reversed. Cut 3. A calculator and charts under a magnifying glass. And I want to be careful here, because there is a version of this criticism that goes too far. Announcements do predict real layoffs. An economist named Menzi Chin tested exactly that in February and found Challenger announcements statistically lead the government's layoff numbers. So this is a real leading indicator. It is just not a count of jobs lost, and it is quoted as if it is. Here is where I expected to find an answer and did not. I pulled the full text of 4 of these reports and searched all of them. There is no methodology section, no definition of what counts as an announced job cut, no sampling statement, no revision policy, and no explanation anywhere of how a reason gets attached to a cut. There are exactly 2 footnotes in the whole document set, and neither one covers it. Cut 4. Hands scrolling an application on a phone. I also want to flag something because you will see it repeated everywhere. There is a line that circulates saying Challenger builds this from media reports, company announcements, and state WARN filings. I could not find that anywhere in Challenger's own words, so I am not putting it in their mouth, and neither should anyone else. What they do say is that they tracked nearly 450 individual cut plans in 1 month. That is a few hundred announcements, not a survey of the economy. And this is the part that changed how I read the whole thing. Challenger keeps a separate reason code for a machine actually taking over a task. In this year's reports, it is called Technological Update, Automation. Its total for the year is 1,353. It did not move at all in April, May, or June, while the artificial intelligence line ran to 101,000. Cut 5. An empty conference room. So in Challenger's own table, the category for automation replacing work is flat, and the category for AI is the biggest number on the page. Those are two different things, and the firm files them separately. And in last year's report, that same automation category was printed as technological update, possibly AI. Possibly. That is their word, not mine. A firm receiving a clean reason straight from the employer would not need it. Then I found this on page 1 of the April report from Andy Challenger himself. Companies are often citing AI spend and innovation. And then, and I am quoting exactly, regardless of whether individual jobs are being replaced by AI, the money for those roles is. Read that twice. The firm that publishes the number is telling you the cuts track AI spending, not AI doing the work. That is a company moving budget from payroll to data centers, which is a decision a person makes, not a capability a machine has. Cut 6. Hand signing a certificate. To be fair to him, he has also said the opposite way round, that some real AI cuts are probably hiding in the technological update category and going uncounted. Both of those are on the record, and both belong in an honest version of this. What neither of them supports is the sentence AI caused 100,000 job cuts. So let us put it next to the number nobody quotes. The Bureau of Labor Statistics runs a survey called JOLTS that counts actual layoffs and discharges, not announcements, separations. From January through May of this year, it counted 8,633,000 of them. Cut 7. A hand marking a calendar. Over those same 5 months, AI-cited announcements came to 87,700. That is 1.02%, about 1 in 98. And I am stopping at May on purpose because June's JOLTS number does not publish until August the 4th, and I am not going to estimate a figure and put it on screen. Here is the one that landed hardest for me. The government's layoff number swung by 217,000 between March and April alone. 1 month of ordinary movement in the normal churn of a large economy is more than double the entire AI attributed total for the year. And the rate itself has not moved. Layoffs and discharges have run between 1 and 1.2% of employment every single month through 2025 and through 2026. Flat. Whatever is happening to the people in those announcements, it has not shown up as a change in how often Americans get laid off. I want to be precise about what that does and does not prove. It does not prove nothing is happening. What it proves is that these two numbers are not the same kind of thing. The government counts separations and never asks why. Challenger collects reasons and never counts a separation. Put one on top of the other and you get a headline that neither one supports. There is one more place to look. When a company runs a mass layoff, it is legally required to file a WARN notice with the state. That is the hardest evidence that a layoff actually happened. I opened 4 state databases covering about 1,000 notices and 77,000 workers this year. Cut 8. Hands typing, side view. California does not have a field for why. Neither does Texas. Neither does Washington. The largest California notice this year is Meta, 2,212 people, and it gives no reason at all because there is nowhere to put 1. New York does ask. Out of 874 New York records, exactly 1 employer named artificial intelligence. It was Nespresso, 46 workers, and AI was listed next to relocation of the business. 1 employer out of 874 in the only state that asks the question. This is the pattern that made the whole thing click. A press release is marketing. A filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission carries legal liability. So when a company says one thing in each, read the filing. Amazon announced 14,000 role reductions, and its people chief called this generation of AI the most transformative technology since the internet. Amazon's own annual filing describes the same event as $2.7 billion of severance costs, primarily related to planned role eliminations. Artificial intelligence appears 29 times in that document, and not once anywhere near the severance passage. GitLab's chief executive wrote that software will be built by machines, directed by people, and then cut about 14% of staff. The legal filing says the company is realigning its operating structure to optimize execution against its strategic priorities and contains the letters AI exactly 0 times. Same at Kyndryl. Workforce rebalancing actions designed to optimize financial and operational efficiency. Nobody puts a transformation story in a document a regulator can hold them to. And here is the counter-example, because it is real, and leaving it out would make this video exactly the thing it is criticizing. Oracle's annual filing this June says the adoption and deployment of AI technologies across our operations have resulted, and may continue to result, in reductions to our workforce. That is in the risk factors under legal liability. I pulled last year's Oracle filing to check, and that language has 0 occurrences in it. It is new. Headcount went from 162,000 to 141,000. HP said it in its filing too. 2 honest caveats on my own counterexample. Oracle's own management discussion in the same document says the majority of that restructuring was about moving to cloud, not AI. And Oracle's cut is global, while Challenger counts US announcements. So, the verdict. The number is real, the ranking is real, and the number is measuring something other than what you think. It counts announcements, not separations, gathered from public statements by a firm that publishes no methodology and logs a few hundred plans a month. And the outside research agrees. The Census Bureau finds AI-related employment decreases in 2% of firms. The Minneapolis Fed found 96% of companies using AI reported no change in employment at all. Oxford Economics, who went through this same Challenger data, wrote that they suspect some firms are trying to dress up layoffs as a good news story. But there is a real effect, and it is narrow and specific. Stanford, using actual payroll records, finds a 16% relative decline for workers aged 22 to 25 in the most exposed occupations. And in the government's own data, layoffs in the information sector are running about 50% above a year ago, while the national total cites flat. So for you, the practical version is this. If somebody in your building says the layoffs are because of AI, the useful question is not whether AI can do the job. It is where the budget went. On this evidence, it mostly went to data centers, and that is a decision a person signed. What would change my mind? So my own claim is falsifiable too. If Challenger's automation category starts climbing alongside the AI one, or if the federal layoff rate breaks out of the band it has held for 2 years, then this reading is wrong, and I will come back and say so with the date on it. A real question for you, and I read these. Has anyone where you work been told a cut was because of AI? Say what they were told, because the wording is the whole story. Every number here is on screen with its source, and the full list is the first link in the description. Go check one. If something is wrong, the correction goes up as the pinned top comment. And if you want the honest version of where the work is actually going, that is what gets broken down at Clearway Through. New audit, Monday and Wednesday. Go check my work.